All right. Last night, after a show, a lady came up to me and she said, "Hey, I already have tickets to see your hour. What are the chances that it's going to be all new material?" And I was like, no chance. Like it's in 2 months. Like I'm not gonna have a new full 60 minutes that's good in 2 months. If I could do that, I think there would be a documentary about the fastest comedian on earth. But I can't do that. What I can do is tell you that every show I do is different. And I didn't understand the question, I guess. It kind of bothered me because I thought what she was getting at. And this is the problem when somebody asks you, if somebody says anything to you and you read into what they're saying, you're going to fuck yourself up. Last night, I'm like, why the fuck did she say that? Does she think that I need to do a new hour because she saw me do the same 4 minutes twice? Because I did 2 shows in a row. I was working on some jokes, and I did 4 minutes that was the same exact material, and I changed a few words because I start with a joke. I go, okay, it's okay. And then I have one that I think there's something there, but I don't have a good ending for it. The joke is there, except the punchline, which is crazy because a joke without a punchline is not a joke at all. But I'm still doing it because I'm trying to find the punchline. So, yes, that joke didn't go well. So in my head, she's going, I already have tickets. What are the chances that I'm going to see new shit? Because I don't want to see the same shit over and over. And then I realized she hasn't seen me do more than 5 minutes of material, period. So if I do an hour, 55 minutes for her has to be new. Literally has to. No other option. And then I realized I'm probably overthinking this. Like, I don't know why it bothered me so much, but if I had to take a guess, I would say that's kind of what it was. And then I did a bunch of dick jokes at the end of the show, and she probably was like, I don't want to see these dick jokes, and I don't want to do this. And you already bought tickets, so I can just have your money. You don't have to show up. That's fine. But then I got home, and I'm still thinking about it because for some reason, weird shit sticks in my head. And I was like, all right, maybe this lady doesn't understand my writing process. Maybe what she's asking is, are you writing new material every week so that you can do an hour? Or are you writing material for this hour and you're going to start with all brand new material and you just write it down and it's done and that's it? And then I was like, oh yeah, she probably doesn't know any of this shit. Like, I think like a comic. So I think like people that are around comics all the time and know how the process works and all that. And then I forget sometimes, some people have no idea what the fuck we're doing. Some people don't know we're writing a joke or just going up there with a premise and trying to figure it out on stage or whatever it is we're doing. Some people think we planned the whole thing. So maybe since she saw me do 2 15-minute sets that only had 4 minutes in common, she thought that my crowd work was my material. I have no fucking idea. But what I realized is I went to bed thinking that, and I woke up going, who gives a shit? Like, maybe she's a huge fan, and she loves the process, and she wants to see me craft them. I'm the one that's making up the thing where I'm going, oh, she wants me to do a new hour so that I can do an hour that she hasn't seen so I can entertain her, even though the show is about all people in the room. That's probably not what she's thinking. And I realized, like, my writing process is a little different than most people's, and it might be interesting to some people. Maybe she wants to know about it. I don't know. But I woke up this morning totally fine, went to sleep like, what the fuck is up? Like, I was mad, and I don't know why. It was like somebody was challenging how I'm going to do it, or going, hey, you're not turning over material fast enough. If that was the case, almost nobody I know is turning over material fast enough. I'm charting shit out too fast, if anything, because I write a lot, and I try it, and I go, okay, that's definitely a keeper. Once I get to the point where it's a keeper, sometimes I don't keep honing it because I don't get enough stage time to where I can work on that next thing. So basically, my process in comedy is I'll have a thought. This is 98% of how my jokes go. I'll just have a thought, and I'll write it down. Like last night, I was having a conversation with my friend Matt, and he said something about how he was really nice to everybody. He used to be in upper management, and he was talking about how he treated everybody the same. And he said, my favorite people to talk to, though, were kind of the lowest rung. They were the housekeepers. I worked at a hotel at one point. He used to work at a casino. I was thinking housekeepers that clean the rooms. He was talking about housekeepers that clean the tables and, pick up the trash and whatnot. I didn't know they were called housekeepers. I thought that was like a busboy or something, because it's kind of like it's a table. I don't know. But the point is, he said that, and then my brain eventually, immediately, I make a joke about, before I know what he's saying, he says housekeepers were his favorite people, and I go, oh, because you like phone chargers. Now, that's not funny to everybody that's watching or listening right now. But in my head, I was like, oh, that's a fucking bit right there. That's a joke. So I write down phone chargers, housekeepers. Now, next time I'm on stage, I'll probably try something along the lines of, I used to work at a hotel, and I learned a lot of the inside secrets. And now, every now and then, I'll need a phone charger or something small like that, or some shampoo. So I'll just go apply for a housekeeping job at a hotel. I'll get the job, and then I'll quit as soon as I get what I need. I'll probably change it 5 or 6 times. Right now, that's not that funny, but there's something in there, and I like it. And that's a loose premise. And the reason I'm giving that as an example is that's not a great premise. It's something, I think. We'll find out. I'll go try it out a few different ways, and I'll see what happens. I'll see what people think. And if I like it, I'll keep it, and I'll keep working on it. I also, the way I do my sets in Lawton, where I live, and I run Comedy Avenue, it's a weekly or bi-weekly or at least 3 times a month kind of thing. We usually do about 3 a month. So I'm doing 3 or 4 shows a month in one room where a lot of the same people come back. So I try some new shit, and then I do all crowd work. And I try some new shit, and I do all crowd work. And that's what I'm doing right now, because I have an hour I'm working on that I need to have ready in a couple months. And then as soon as that hour's over, just doing crowd work in town for most shows. And then when we have a show where a big headliner comes and they're selling tickets to people that have never heard of Comedy Avenue that just like the headliner, I do my A stuff. When I'm out of town, I do my A stuff. I do my best material I can for the situation anytime I'm not in a place that I was in the last 6 months. But if I've been there in the last 6 months, I'm not doing the same material I did 6 months ago. I also save set list. So I basically write a set list, and it's usually about the same, but I'll make a small change or two for a specific town. And then I'll save that in my phone. So let's say it's Clinton, Oklahoma. I was there like a year ago. If I went back to Clinton right now, I'd probably do about 25% of the same material, but I would start out with definitely not the same material. I would make sure they're on board, they're hearing new stuff, because Clinton's a small town, and I don't know who all is going to come back versus the people that are just there, just showed up. So my thinking on it is, if I start with this premise and I polish in front of local people and they see it, I've kind of burned that joke. So I'm not going to be able to do that in my hour if the same people come back. So then I have to go out of town to work out some material. So this lady that asked me about, is it going to be the same material, or are you going to do new material? Again, I don't know her intentions, and I don't think she was being judgmental or even remotely going, I'm not coming if it's that. That's what I thought last night. I think she was just asking a question, and she just wanted to run it by me, and she might have had a little bit too much wine. But I realized it doesn't matter at all. The thing is, if you want to come see me, this is just how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it the way that works for me. I'm doing it with the goal of making you laugh, but I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm saying what I want to say. I'm doing it the way I want to do it, and the way that I think is going to make me grow the fastest. And eventually, I have to outgrow the phase where my only focus is growth, and I have to go for perfection. That is very far down the road. I've only been doing comedy a little or just under 4 years. Perfection is not something that you achieve in comedy. Like, there's no perfect comic out there. There's people like Mark Norman that I definitely look up to, that people are like, man, Mark Norman is the fucking best. The reason Mark Norman is so good is because Mark Norman will, I mean, I don't think he likes it, but he will go up on stage with a new premise that he's not sure how he's going to work it out, and he will eat shit and go, man, that now the whole set's not going to be bad, but he'll have that moment where he's like, oh fuck, they hate me. Then, after that traumatic experience, he has the balls to go right around the corner to another room and try it again. And if they both hate it, then I'm assuming in Mark Norman's head, he's going, man, maybe this isn't the joke. Then he does it 5 or 6 more times to see if there's something there. And if there's nothing there, but he still believes in it, he figures it out. And if he abandons the joke, that's fine too. But he's one of the best working comedians out there in most people's opinion. But if you went to see him 25 times in a month, you would be really impressed by the whole month. You'd be blown away by the sum of his work that he got done in that month. You would be like, whoa, he started with this, turned into this, started with this, turned into this. But if you want to focus on the negative, you would also watch the dude fucking completely eat shit several times. And I have a massive amount of respect for people like that, because it's the huge swings and it's the trying shit out that to me is fun. Now, it's not fun when it doesn't go well, but when it goes well, it's the best. And I'm just trying to build a huge, I don't know, catalog? I was going to say portfolio because I'm an artist, but like, I'm trying to build a huge catalog of material that I'm proud of and not bore people that come and see me on a regular basis, and keep it fresh for myself all at one time. It's a pretty crazy thing to be doing. It's a lot of, you're doing a lot of weird shit to figure it out. You're going, okay, I'm going to do this and then this and then this and then this. And I personally love that part of comedy. I have friends that they can write a joke and it'll be 98% perfect before they take it to the stage. They take it to the stage, they go, okay, I tweak it this little bit, and that's the joke. The difference is they enjoy the writing, and they are not okay with people thinking they suck. I personally, like, I don't want to say I don't care, but I came up in tattooing. So if you ask somebody that saw the tattoos I was doing when I was 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 even, the first 4 or 5 years of my career, I sucked so bad. It was awful, dude. Like, the first year was real rough. And the thing is, I did all that, and I knew I was getting better, but I did not know how bad I was at the time, and I'm okay with that. And I might be terrible right now and not know it. And I'm telling you, no matter what your thing is, you do not know how good you are at it, and you do not know what you look like. Just 2 things, throwing it out there. If you think you're self-aware, you're probably fucking delusional. I would like to think I'm somewhat self-aware, and I have so many issues. I have like the thing where I go, okay, if I get down to 185 pounds, I'll think I need to be 180. If I get down to 180, I'll think I need to be 175. If I get a 6-pack, I'll think I need an 8-pack. If I look like I'm on a fucking Bowflex commercial in the 90s, I'll think I need to look like The Rock. If I look like The Rock, I'll think I need to lean down. Now, that's just me with my physical appearance and how I function, and like if anything's too heavy for me to pick up, I feel like a little bitch. All these are things that people have to deal with. But you don't know what you actually look like. Like, I don't think anybody knows what they look like. I have clients that are fucking huge, like bodybuilder huge. Their muscles on their shoulders are almost as big as my head. They can't fucking turn their neck because their muscles are so big. They can't wipe their own ass. Literally, I have clients that their muscles are so big, and I asked them, and they said, oh, every time I have to shit, I just shower. And I was like, but you can't reach your butthole. And they're like, that's correct. Not asking a whole lot of questions, but mostly they have to go through the front with the little water hose thing and jet it out. And most of them have bidets now, which is good. But some of them even have a hard time reaching the bidet thing. Don't take this the wrong way, big guys. That's too much. You went crazy. You know why they're that big? They think they're my size. They're like, man, I'm barely bigger than you. I'm like, I don't have muscles at all. I have 3 muscles. Like, I have 3 muscles. It's 1 calf, 2 calf, and then my penis, I think. I don't know. And my calves aren't defined. I don't have fucking noticeable muscles. But to those guys, they're still not big enough. The same is going to be true with fucking everything. If you think you're good at something, you might be. Michael Jordan knows he's good. He doesn't think he's good enough. It's just a thing. It might not affect everybody the same way, but like, you don't fucking know. So I guess what I'm saying is something about tattooing and knowing that I used to suck. In hindsight, you can definitely see how bad you were. Knowing that I used to suck is really important because it makes tattooing, or I'm sorry, it makes comedy way better. My dog's drinking water. I don't know if you can hear it on this microphone, but she's a loud drinker. But because I tattooed and I fucked up all these tattoos and it's permanent, dude, these tattoos are on people's body for the rest of their life. I did it to them and I was trying my best to learn. That's not good. That's forever. When I go try some shit on stage and I go, hey, I'm going to try this new joke. It feels like a big deal. It is not a fucking big deal if I bomb because it's over. Also, I only negatively affected the way you feel for a few minutes. And you had something to talk about on the way home. You can go, hey dude, this guy, I thought he was going to be funny. And then he goes out there and he didn't even speak English for 3 minutes. He did an impression of a gay Puerto Rican dude. And then he tried to fuck the guy in the front row. And that would summarize like half the shows I've done, but they get laughs. But there was a guy in the front row last night that was beautiful. And if I was gay, he'd be pregnant. That's all I'm saying. If I was gay, we would have a baby together. And we would name that baby Tyrone. And he was white. And I'm white. So don't judge, but it would be cool. I don't know what the fuck we're talking about. But that's me tapping into talking about my writing process and how I do shit and how I think about comedy and how tattooing's affected. And it is what it is. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you're in your car right now and you're driving down the road and you're listening to this and you're going, damn, I thought the episode was over. But I'll keep listening because he's just saying shit. And sometimes I just like to hear people saying shit. And there's a cop behind me, so I don't want to touch my phone right now. And I don't have the little control-y things on my steering wheel so that I can switch to the next podcast. So I'm going to have to grab my phone off that holder. And that cop, oh shit, I'm getting pulled over. You know what? I'll let it play while I get pulled over. So what I'm going to do now, since you're getting pulled over right now, is I'm going to wait a second. Let the cop walk up. Let me know when he's there. Okay, he's to the window. You should roll your fucking window down a little bit, buddy. All right, now reach in your glove box and grab your proof of insurance, and then reach in your pocket and grab your ID. Do it as fast as you possibly can. They do not like it when you fuck around, so do it real fast. Whip it out on them. Hand it to them, and then talk about how much you respect police because they're a bunch of pussies. So I'm just playing. I like cops. I don't know if that's a weird statement. Is it a weird statement? Now the cop's listening for this, okay? So I got you, buddy. Is it a weird statement to say you like cops? I used to have a problem with cops because I did more crimes. But when I stopped doing as many crimes, I stopped having a problem with cops. It's a weird thing. I know people that are like, fuck the police. And it's like, yeah, when you're a criminal, they're not fun. Like, cops are not cool when you're running around doing drive-bys and fucking stealing shit. I was never stealing shit. Or doing drive-bys. Cops are not cool when you're robbing places and showing your wiener to people in public when you're not supposed to, and going in the YMCA and setting up cameras and doing weird shit. I haven't done that either, but like when you're doing weird shit that's illegal, cops don't like you. That's probably why you're not getting along with cops. Or you're black and you drive. Those are the only reasons to not like cops, is if you're a criminal or you're a black person that goes outside. That's it. But if you're a white person, they're nice to me. And when I bring my black friend with me, that I'm making up for this scenario, and he's in the passenger seat, and we get pulled over on a highway, the highway patrolmen a lot of times like to come up to that side. So what I do is I tell him to hide. Okay, that's the episode. Have a good day.